Sabi ni Alisa, nakakatuwa ka, attorney, super poised pa rin pagsagot ng Bashera o totoo yan. Well, di ba? Alam nyo, bawal sa atin yung ano. Natatawa ako, parang nawapoys ako bigla. Bawal sa atin yung nasistress tungkol dyan sa mga yan. Kasi, minsan nakaka-insulto na eh. Nakaka-insulto na ang padadalin nilang call yung brainless. Sus Mariose. Pero kung sa bagay, ano, dapat hindi na trolls ang tawag natin sa kanila, dapat zombies na. Kasi, naghahanap sila ng brains. So, pupunta sila dito, kasi nandito yung brains. Hindi sila pwede pumunta dun sa walls ng mga kasamahan nila kasi wala dun. Matay sila sa gutom dun. Sabi ni Virgilio, kunwari si Junior na wala siyang alam o hindi kumibo, like his father, pero siya ang may kumpas sa lahat ng panggurgur, silent gurgur. Sorry, medyo social lumabas. Silent martial law na talaga, di magtagal, mag-declare din yan sila. I think papunta doon. I understand what you're saying, and I do think na papunta doon. Kaya nagpipigil sila ng mga rallies eh. If matuloy-tuloy pa rin yung mga rallies, they're even going to use that as an excuse, one way or another. Baka nga guluhin nila eh. Alam mo yun, yung mga martial law me, parang yung dati, sinabi ni former Defense Secretary Endile, diba? Parang kidnap me, yung unang hinala. After that, sabi niya talagang meron. And then, parang magulo na yan after that eh. Sabi ni, way I see it, lahat talaga gagawin nila, masuppress lahat ng kumukonta sa palakad ni PBBM. Yun na nga eh. So, I want everybody to be aware kung bakit yung kawilduhan, sorry, for lack of a better term, kawilduhan ng ginagawa ng ating administrasyon. Imbis na gumawa ng mga proyekto o programa para sa ikauunlad o isusulong ng progreso ng ating bayan, mas marami pa silang effort sa pagpapatahimik sa kritisismo. The irony is, you spend so much time to get people to shut up, when instead, you can just listen to the criticism and do something about it. Gagastos na rin lang kayo, di gumastos na kayo sa ikauunlad ng bayan, imbis na you're trying to prevent the free speech and expression. Nakakaloka. Binibigyan nyo pa ng dagdag trabaho ang mga pulis, ang intel services trying to monitor dissent, when these people should be monitoring yung mga nai-imagine ninyong threats to national security na external, di ba? Sabi ni Waay, I see, so what you did there, no, that's not gonna fly. Sabi niya, ang gulo sa political scenario sa Pinas, pero at least democracy is alive. Is it? Is it? Is it? Sorry, 3 beses ko pala nasabi yan. In a democracy, you would abide by the laws, di ba? You would respect rights. But bakit dito hindi nila nire-respeto ang karapatan ng taong magsalita, magpahayag at magpulong-pulong? And to petition for redress of grievances. Hindi po, democracy is dying. Ang topic natin today ay meron kasi akong na-post na short video na nasa TikTok na po. The comments ni Mayor Baste Duterte tungkol sa relief ng ilang mga police officers and personnel na nakatalaga doon sa Davao City. Ang in-identify niya is about 35 different personnel na nirelieve. Hindi daw maliwanag, some of them were due to administrative reasons. Mayroon ngang isa na source namin na nagsasabing nag-escort nga lang daw siya kay FPRD, kay former President Duterte, kaya siya na-relieve. Pero mayroong mga 7 that were supposedly involved, may ilan daw na supposedly involved sa 7 na drug-related deaths dito sa Davao City. And so, i-play natin yung video ni Mayor. Is everybody ready? Okay, play natin.
First of all, I think that this event or this action coming from the region is extraordinary. Because usually, may mga ganitong issues. They usually question the one who is in charge, but not this amount. No? So dagan kayo ang na-relieve tayo.
So what he's saying here is extraordinary itong pagka-relieve ng ilang officers. Lalo na ganito kadami, normally daw ay tinatanong muna yung tao na in charge dito sa mga personnel na ito. Pero sabi nga ni Mayor Baste, extraordinary ito. Bakit ang dami? Number 1. And 2, bakit hindi man lang natanong ang mayor tungkol dito?
I think lang siya preliminaries. Yeah. And ako tanaw, you know, like the RD has provided a statement, but I would like to hear a comment from the ILG on you know, like a reason. Just gusto ko or even from the president, because as I said, ito kasi na issue, bumalik ito, this happened I think a month ago. I declared drugs but never told anyone, I never ordered anybody from the police to do anything. It was a declaration coming from me, and I said, kung may papatay ako yun, kung may namatay ako yan. So, and they still, I do not know, but you know, pwede naman, we can behave like children and pretend that this is not politically motivated. We can pretend, you know. Pero yeah, I would like to get a comment from the ILG, maybe the president, on what he thinks about this issue. Because these are hard-working policemen that they are questioning. They have good track records and they have served the people of Davao since they became policemen. So, let's see what they think about this issue. Importante sa kuha nga madunggan po nako on what Secretary Abalos his take on this issue.
Are we communicating with the ILG?
Yes, yes.
Are we sending them?
This is true now. I'm communicating to them now, since you are here, the media, to convey this message to him.
Mayor, the PRO also assured that if ever makuha ng investigation at walay accountability na mahitabo o makita, ibalik daw nila sa posisyon itong mga nare-review ng buhaton nila na yun?
Yes, tanaw na ko. We just have to wait. But like I said, it's an extraordinary move coming from the police by themselves, no, to do this to their own personnel.
Okay. So ang sinasabi niya dito is, he would like a comment. May statement na po kasi regional director ng PNP. Pero sinasabi ni Mayor Baste, it's unusual na ang PNP gagawin nila ito, isususpindi nila sarili nilang mga tao over something like this. Normally, mag-iimbestiga pa yan. So, sabi niya ngayon, we can behave like children and pretend that this isn't politically motivated. So gusto niyang marinig ang ano yung opinion dito ng DILG at saka ng Office of the President. Ang pahiwatig dito is, hugas kamay kayo dito. Itong mga PNP, hindi nila gagawin ito unless meron kayong basbas.
So, because we're talking about drugs, this is something, it's not a crime that's katulad ng police being corrupt or a police abusing his power or harming people for their benefit. Kung yun yung issue nila, they're angling it na kaning mga police na to nang hilabot o mga tao kay tungod they were defending themselves ng operation against people involved in illegal drugs, then siguro tanaw na ko, it's not worth, like the time and resources of the PNP to look into this, because there are a lot of problems in the Philippines. Nagang kitang problema sa Pilipinas na pwede ninyo i-address, and the police or the PNP can focus on, other than hardworking policemen.
Mayor, how does this affect our peace and order?
Okay. So, again, ang niya dito, ang tinutukoy niya dito ay droga to. So, parang merong umaanggulo dito. Bakit nila gagawin ito na mag-iimbestiga ng ganyan? Pero it's a waste of time. Kumbaga, sige, may namatay. Hindi man normal naman yung pag-iimbestiga, pero nire-relieve lahat, sabay-sabay, at masyadong yung, kumbaga, parang may overreaction dito. Sayang yung oras, sayang din resources ng PNP, and of course, tayo on our end. Hindi naman siguro, di ba? It isn't rocket science to think na bakit dito sa Davao nyo ginagawa ito. Di ba? Bakit sabi ni Xiaopao? So, bakit naman ni-relieve lahat, nakakaduda? Ganyan kadami. Nag-start yan, mag-iimbestiga muna. Oo, syempre, pagka may casualties. Yan. Nag-iimbestiga talaga. Pero they do it right away, immediately after, nagto-turn over nga ng, ng pew-pew, yung mga, ng sidearm, yung ating mga pulis, pero mabilis yan. At saka hindi yung ganyan na ina-announce na may ganyang relief. Parang, tapos Davao City, I mean, you don't hear other operations sa ibang areas and so on. And ano ba itong policy na ito? It calls to question now, ano ba yung policy ng ating gobyerno dito? Excuse me. Parang sinasabi na, bawal may mamatay. Really? Bawal may casualties? Ganyan. I mean, pwede mo bang sabihin na, sige ha, pwede kayo mag-operate nito, pero under no circumstances na pwede may casualties. Pwede ba yun? Paano kung kasalanan nung akusado, nung suspect? Ano ba yan? Parang tinali mo na rin yung kamay ng mga law
Sa
enforcement.
mass relief na hitabo sa atong kapulisan sa Davao.
So, I do not know. Wala ko kibaw. As long as maayo ang ilang gipang puli as OIC, wala may kaso ta makita diha. But we are just gonna have to play by ear kinanglan makita nato. Ug sakto ilahang kuan, ang ilahang gibuhat, then maybe we will get good results out of it. But if things will get worse, then it will be on their hands. Because, these policemen, like I said, are hardworking and they have been doing their job.
Yan. So, narinig nyo yan, no? If things get worse, maniningil siya. Kasi, tignan niyo, they're doing their job, nagtatrabaho sila na maayos, tapos may ganito, na relief talaga kaagad. So, tapos patutunayan pa nila na tama o maayos yung kanilang pag-ooperate na iko. So, gusto ko, natin yung hamon. O ano ba? Wala bang komento? OP. Ang hamon ni Mayor dito kay DILG at saka sa Office of the President. I mean, wala ba kayong komento? After all, this is the Philippine National Police. Hindi ito, Police Davao. Wala nang ganon. Wala nang, hindi na po under the mayors ang ating mga kapulisan. Sabi ni Ricardo, magandang gabi, and to all viewers and followers, this administration under BBM is too much. Lahat ng klaseng pang-abuso ay kanila nang ginagawa para sa pansariling intensyon. Ay, sinabi niya. Sabi ni Blank Page, plano ni BBM gawing mayor si Migaon Nograles sa Davao City. Isususpend niya yan si Baste using the SAF na dineploy sa Davao. Excuse me, ang SAF po ay enforcer lang. So, ang suspension, kailangan may due process yan. So, kailangan mayroong charge, mayroon siyang nagawa, mayroong administrative offense, so to speak, mayroong pagkakataon siyang marinig para ma-explain yung kanyang panig, at may ebidensya dapat. And remember, as always, the presumption is you're innocent until proven otherwise. So, yung burden na siya ay lumabag sa mga administrative rules ay kailangan po patunayan. Gayon pa man, naiintindihan ko po kung yan ang hinihinala ninyo. Ganun ang galawan lately. So, tignan natin kung anong mapapala nila dan. So, sabi ni J. Cars, ngiwi po more kuting, babiyahe na naman ba? Okay. So, meron na naman po na nag-a-attempt mag-call. Sasagutin po natin yung issue, block muna natin sila. Sinang-iinsulto eh. So, ang sinasabi nila, bakit daw ganito tayo magsalita against our president? Well, unang-una, hindi ko pa wala pa akong sinasabi against our president right now. Ang kinukut natin ay itong ang mayor sa Davao City na si Mayor Sebastian Duterte. And ang kini-question niya is, bakit ganyan karami ang biglang na-relieve? Relieve hindi suspended. Okay? At hindi pinag-leave. Okay? Hindi sila naka-administrative leave, which usually happens kapag mayroong investigasyon. Ewan ko ba? Thank you kay Jenny. So alam natin na muli, ito po ay paraan to try to get us to shut up by sending people with hurtful comments o kaya yung walang katuturan na comments defending this administration. So pag nag-question sila, bakit kayo ganyan magsalita sa inyong presidente as if it is something wrong? So the next time may makita po kayo ng mga ganyang komento, explain nyo if you have the patience, if not, block and delete. Kasi parang sinasabi nila na wala tayong batas that allows us to criticize the president, samantalang karapatan yan. The Constitution is very clear dun sa ating kalayaan magsalita at magpahayag. At walang exempt dyan. In fact, sinabi ng Korte Suprema, talagang protektado ang mga tao kapag nagsasalita tungkol sa kanilang mga government officials. And sometimes, if they are wrong, pero not maliciously wrong, then that is not only allowed, but encouraged. So, wag lang may malis, ha? Yung alam mong mali, pero sasabihin mo yon. Pero kung nag-criticize kayo Kino-call out ang governance. Thank you, Katin. Kino-call out ang mga polisiya. Kino-call out natin ang behavior ng ating mga officials. Kino-call out natin yung mga pangyayari ginagawa ng gobyerno even as they're part of their day-to-day obligations. Pwede nating i-criticize yan. Remember, kahit ginagaya kasi natin, kinopya natin ang sistema ng US at bahagi ng kanilang mga doktrina sa batas ay the citizens are supposed to be suspicious of their government. And no, government does not get a free pass. We respect the office of the president, but it is not disrespect to criticize them. It is not disrespect to criticize the president. It is not disrespect to demand better governance. It is not disrespect to say that we deserve better than what they are already doing. It is not disrespect when our government officials appear to be violating the laws or the Constitution. It is not disrespect to demand good behavior or even rational behavior. It is not disrespect to ask or to inquire about the president's health before or even now. It is not disrespect to question his actions if these are in accordance with the law. How dare you say that we should not criticize the president? How dare you question us when we question the president? Sinasabi niyo, bakit kayong mga Pilipino ganyan magsalita? It is our obligation as citizens of this country to ensure that good governance is there, but that we get value for our taxpayers' money, that our officials behave properly. Kayo pa ngayon ang nagagalit na ganito kami magsalita? Hindi kayo nagagalit sa mga opisyales na walang ginagawa o mali ang ginagawa o tatamad-tamad o kaya puro politically motivated yung actions ng o-oppress ng ordinaryong mamamayan at ng ibang mga opisyales, lalo na yung mga opisyales na nagtatrabaho lang para sa taong bayan. Yung mga tao na nagsasabing bawal mag-criticize, co-conspirators kayo. Co-conspirators kayo to defraud the citizens of our of service, to defraud the citizens of good governance, to defraud the citizens of the things that we deserve, like service, infrastructure, appropriate policies and laws. Hello, cheap food, kasama na po dyan. Sabi ni Au, ay parang nung Duterte admin din, ganyan yung mga pro-Duterte, tumulong lang kayo. I never said that. Okay, Au Jam, how dare you? O unang-una, pakapeke ng balita mo. Panahon ni Duterte, malaya mag-criticize. At nagka-criticize po ang mga DDS, wala kaming sinasabing ganyan. In fact, kawawa nga si Duque sa amin, si Secretary Duque, sa Karambola, ang tawag namin sa kanya, si Chaleco to eh. Si Sunny Dominguez, Secretary ng Finance, mayat maya sinasabihan namin. Grabe ang call out dyan. Si Secretary William Dar, naku, kung makarinig yan sa amin. Even Special Assistant to the President and later on Senator Bongo, hindi yan exempt sa mga criticism namin. Kaya wag kang peke-peke dito. We will call you out and we will catch you kasi we were close observers of the Duterte admin. You don't deserve to be here kung pepeke ka lang ng mga statements na ganyan. That's not true. Sinasabi ng isang call dito, humingi daw ng ambassador position si Madam Maharlika. Nung hindi binigay, naging bastos. That's not true. Unang-una, hindi siya pwedeng humingi nun dahil hindi nga siya Filipino citizen na. Although pwede siya mag-apply ng duality for ambassador position, hindi po yata malilipad yan. Okay? Magkakaproblema siya sa CA kasi ang mga ambassadors dumadaan sa CA. Muli tayong dinadagsa ng mga fake news peddlers. Kaloka kayo, dadating kayo dito as if naman di namin kayo mahalata. Bakit natin sinasagot itong mga to ngayon? Kasi muli, papaalala ko, mayroon na naman po silang panibagong wave ng mga ganito. Kasi they are preparing for a new wave of criticism against former President Rodrigo Duterte at all the other Dutertes who are in office. That means all the three kids, Mayor Baste, Kong Pulong, and Vice President Inday. Sabi ni si Peter Cunanan, na nagfe-fake news din. Sabi niya, kamusta naman ninakaw ng Parmali? May daldal ka? Ano ka ba? Sinabi nga namin, pues, they have gone to court, by the way. Siguro hindi ka nanonood ng news o hindi ka nagbabasa. Naghahanap ka lang ng masasabi. Akala mo, hindi kami nag-speak out against Parmali. Unang-una, wala kasing due process si Lincoln Ong at prinotektahan namin ng due process. Gayunpaman, ni-report pa nga namin dito in case you didn't follow kasi dumadating ka lang para mang-insulto eh. we actually reported yung finding of probable cause dito sa dating ASEC at saka kay Secretary Duque. So they now go to the Sandigan Bayan. And ano yung sabi namin dito, kung guilty, edi go, bakit hindi? Ang importante may due process. Huwag kayong pupunta dito, huling-huli lang kayo. Magpapadala na rin lang ang administrasyon ng mga trolls dito, yung pang mga hindi marunong yata magbasa. Siguro kinaka-cut and paste nyo lang yung mga ano ninyo, comments ninyo, no? Kasi hindi kayo nagbabasa ng balita eh. At hindi rin po kayo pala nakikinig. Magtatrol na rin lang kayo, makinig kayo para hindi kayo napapahiya ng ganyan. Kala mo ba hindi kami nagsalita sa Farmally? Yung fair comment lang ginagawa namin. Kay Lincoln Ong, dinefend namin siya to his right to due process. At hello, na-uphold yon ng Korte Suprema. Sabi ng Korte Suprema, tama. Kung i-detain ninyo ang isang resource person sa Senado o sa Kongreso, kailangan bigyan nyo siya ng pagkakataon magsalita in his defense. Okay? But, hindi ba si ano, ewan ko kung si Lincoln Ong ay naghihiring na. Pero yung, sino ba yan? Lau, si Christopher Lau at saka si Secretary Duque, may finding na ng probable cause at ni-report pa namin dito. Kaya tumigil ka dyan, ikaw dyan yung walang kwenta yung daldal. Sasabihin mo pa, daldal ako. Hello, live ito. Talagang magsasalita kami. At kung daldal ang gagamitin mong term, fine, it's true. Nagsasalita kami dito because that's what you do during live. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh, di ba? Guys, kawawa naman, siguro dapat natin pinagdadasal yung mga kulang sa brains. Sabi ni JC, Attorney, I'm a fan, may nabanggit ang isang friend na aware siya may troll farm talaga versus Duterte. Totoo naman. Oo nga, may mga trolls, pero sinasagot natin yung mga sinasabi nila, pero binablock sila. Sabi ni Alisa, nakakatuwa ka, Attorney, super poised pa rin pagsagot ng Bashera. O totoo yan. Well, di ba? Alam nyo, bawal sa atin yung ano. Natatawa ako, parang nawapoys ako bigla. Bawal sa atin yung nasistress tungkol dyan sa mga yan. Kasi, minsan nakaka-insulto na eh. Nakaka-insulto na ang padadalin nilang troll yung brainless. Sus Mariose. Pero kung sa bagay, ano, dapat hindi na trolls ang tawag natin sa kanila. Dapat zombies na. Kasi, naghahanap sila ng brains. So, pupunta sila dito, kasi nandito yung brains. Hindi sila pwede pumunta dun sa walls ng mga kasamahan nila kasi wala dun. Matay sila sa gutom dun. Si Ma'am Vicky, grabe ha. Si Ma'am Binibining Pilipinas, ano to, pink ito, pero naka-like, follow, and subscribe. O yung mga hindi pa gumagawa na, mahiya naman kayo. Sabi niya, ano, my circle is now confused why I'm sharing your contents. I tell them we need to see all perspectives to understand the whole. Pwede naman sila mag-pick and choose kung ano yung paniniwalaan nila, di ba? Sabi ni Coach, bigyan ni Baste ang mga na assign now sa Davao na bagong assignment sa war on drugs pag walang nadakip na mga pusher addict o drug lord na push upin nila. Hindi po siya nasa chain of command ng PNP, unfortunately. Okay, he does get, how do you call this? He's persuasive, pero hindi po siya pwedeng mag-utos at magbigay ng assignments. Because it's the Philippine National Police now. Na naalala ninyo, there was a time, I think in the 80s, up to the 90s, no, in the 80s, kasi nung 90s, when I was in law school, PNP na, tsaka INP. So, before, ang PNP were under the mayor. Kaya lang, ang nangyari po ay yung mga mayor were starting to use them as their private army. So, ginawang integrated national police yan. And then, yun na nga, naging Philippine National Police na lang. So, integrated kasi, binawi sila doon sa under the command of the mayors. Tapos, so, and then, ninationalize na nila. So, wala po sa chain of command ang mga mayor. Sabi ni Virgilio, kunwari si Junior na wala siyang alam o hindi kumibo like his father, pero siya ang may kumpas sa lahat ng panggurgur, sorry, medyo social lumabas. Silent martial law na talaga, di magtagal, mag-declare din yan sila. I think papunta doon. I understand what you're saying, but and I do think na papunta doon. Kaya nagpipigil sila ng mga rallies eh. If matuloy-tuloy pa rin yung mga rallies, they're even going to use that as an excuse. One way or another. Baka nga guluhin nila eh. Alam mo yun, yung mga martial law me, parang yung dati, sinabi ni former Defense Secretary Endile, diba? Parang kidnap me, yung unang hinala. After that, sabi niya talagang meron. And then parang magulo na yan after that eh. Okay. Sabi ni rule number 2, may bagong group na binuo si Ka Eric, ang Marcos, Alice, Jan, o Matt. That's interesting. Sige, one of these days, magkita kami ni Ka Eric. So, ang interesting dyan is, and this is really how it should be, no? Kung titignan ninyo yung history, kung paano nangyari yung 1986 revolution, yes, I know many of you don't like it, but nag-umpisa actually ang ang aklas laban kay President Ferdinand Marcos Sr. about 1968. Dito po yung start ng student activism. Kaya mapapansin po ninyo na ang una talagang nagrarally, at the time ang tawag ay demo, right? Demonstration. Yeah. May picket signs, pupunta sila, nakalinis-skirt pa yung mga kababaihan nun, tawa ko. At yung mga private schools po, kaakibat nila yung mga UP, ganyan. Hindi magpapaiwan. Kaya pag kayo mga dito, yung mga galit dito sa UP, akala nyo ba kami lang? Merinol. Naku, mga aktivista. Social yun, pero aktivista. Ateneo. Yan. And of course, yung mga U-Belt schools. Saan ba? Yung forefront yan, UE. Ito ba? Hindi ko sure yung UST kung malaki yung participation nila sa student activism at the time. So, pero ang UP kasi, naha-highlight dahil nga, mga scholar ng bayan kami. So, merong Diliman Commune, yung binarikada ang UP. Mayroong, yun nga, yung first quarter storm. So, pero yung first quarter storm, hindi lang po UP yan. So, ang daming mga sikat na mga student activists nung time na yon. Pero by the time na pababa si Ferdinand Marcos, 1986, may mga nangyari in between. Halimbawa, marami ng nagkaroon ng, yun na nga, disappearances, mga tinatawag natin extrajudicial disappearances. Yung mga aktivista nawawala, biglang na hinuhuli, walang nagkaroon ng batas militar, so walang habeas corpus nun. So kung nawala ang anak mo, kapatid mo, pinsan mo, wala kang paraan para mahanap sila. But it took that much time. So yung mga naiimik dyan, hinay-hinay lang. Mas mabilis ngayon, gawa nga ng social media. Pero it also still takes time for people to become aware and politicized enough para ma-question nila at umaksyon. Ngayon, ano pa ang ibang aksyon? So maganda yung naririnig ko yan, nagmad. Kasi before 1986 and post-1983, maraming nag-sprout out na iba-ibang mga grupo. Andyan of course yung Laban, Atom, yung August 21 movement. Ano pa ba? Naku, nakalimutan ko na yung iba. Pero marami silang grupo, yung mga grupo na yan, magkakasundo lahat. Isa ang political goal nila, paalisin si Marcos Sr. at ang buong pamilya niya at yung mga kaakibat nila noon. So, eventually, nag-succeed sila. But there were events that pushed things along. Pero isa yun dun sa tinatawag na action was forming these groups. At yung mga grupo na ito, meron silang mga activities to raise awareness, para maabot yung mga balita o yung mga yung reasons kung bakit ganito tayo magsalita, nagka-criticize tayo sa gobyerno para aware ang taong bayan tungkol sa mga pagkakamali dito. Para lahat po ay makapagsalita. So yan po rin ang ating more or less template. Mas mabilis lang ngayon kasi nga meron tayong social media. Sabi ni way I see it, lahat talaga gagawin nila, masuppress lahat ng kumukontra sa palakad ni PBBM. Yun na nga So I want everybody to be aware kung bakit yung kawilduhan, sorry, for lack of a better term, kawilduhan ng ginagawa ng ating administrasyon. Imbis na gumawa ng mga proyekto o programa para sa ikauunlad o isusulong ng progreso ng ating bayan, mas marami pa silang effort sa pagpapatahimik sa kritisismo. The irony is, you spend so much time to get people to shut up, when instead, you can just listen to the criticism and do something about it. Gagastos na rin lang kayo. Di gumastos na kayo sa ikauunlad ng bayan. Imbis na you're trying to prevent the free speech and expression. Nakakaloka. Binibigyan nyo pa ng dagdag trabaho ang mga pulis, ang intel services trying to monitor dissent, when these people should be monitoring yung mga nai-imagine ninyong threats to national security na external, di ba? Sabi ni Ma'am Janet, attorney, di uso sa kanilang due process and they don't follow our constitution. Kaka-disappoint. Totoo yan. Sabi ni Virgilio, pwede nila tanggalin si Mayor Baste kasi sila yung batas ngayon at hindi nila kinikilala ang due process basta lang tanggalin sila. May hukuman pa po. And as far as I can see, hindi pa po nila kontrolado yung hukuman. Or maybe they don't ask for favors for people who do them favors just for themselves. Ganyan nangyari kay Larry Gadon. Tinulungan ba nila? Hindi, di ba? Sabi ni Israel, I never voted for BBM kasi ang tingin ko sa kanya is manipulator. And these kinds of people are mean and as very good in them. At tingin ko, tama ang basa ko sa kanya. Sixth Sense says, matapobre goons talaga, Marcos. Kitang-kita nagkunwari. Hindi sila sincere. Huwag kami mga aware na age of information na kung naloko nyo sa propaganda dati noon, unang panahon mga tao, pues di na ngayon. Totoo yan. Hindi ba, you know, the funny thing is, okay, namin nilang make mistakes. Kaya tayo nagkakaganito kasi they can't stop us from thinking this way. And, you know, they want to stop us from speaking. But yung thoughts natin, hindi nila kayang pigilan because they're not doing anything about our complaints. Reklamo natin mataas ang presyo ng pagkain. Anong gagawin nila? Magpapadala sila ng call sourcing. Bakit all over the world naman mahal ang presyo ng pagkain? Kaloka, di ba? Bakit hindi nyo nalang gawa ng paraan para magmura? Such as, asikasuhin yung supply and logistics system. Di ba? Instead, you spend money trying to shut us up. Ay, nako. Sabi ni Waay, I saw what you did there. No, that's not gonna fly. Sabi niya, ang gulo sa political scenario sa Pinas, pero at least democracy is alive. Is it? Is it? Is it? Sorry, 3 beses ko pala nasabi yan. In a democracy, you would abide by the laws, di ba? You would respect rights. But bakit dito hindi nila nire-respeto ang karapatan ng taong magsalita, magpahayag at magpulong-pulong? And to petition for redress of grievances. Hindi po, democracy is dying. Sabi ni Geng Kabasag, ang sagot nila sa hinaing ng taong bayan, tolls, PR or ayuda. Totoo. Really? Ay, talaga, mataas ang presyo ng pagkain. Bibigyan ko kayo ng 5,000 pesos. Sir, 5 buwan lang ako makakabili ng bigas niya. Ay, hindi. Bumili ako ng bigas recently, nabot ako ng almost 3,000 pesos. Sabihin na natin, kunwari may nabibili pa na 1,000 isang sako. Sir, 5 buwan yan. Kumbaga, hindi yan teach a man to fish. Binigyan nyo lang kami ng panandalian, pero that's not the answer to our problems. Kailangan ng trabaho. Sinong naniniwala pa sa inyo na willing mag-invest dito sa Pilipinas, gawa na ng kung ano-anong sinasabi ninyo tungkol dyan sa West Philippine Sea? Ayan, there's another one, guys. We have a live one. Joel Tanamor says, why you always have something? Why you always say something about our government? You are Filipino. Can we unite? No, sir, we cannot. You unite against an external enemy. You want me to speak in English? Will you be able to understand me? I'm just being considerate here. Okay, sige, I'll speak in English. No, sir, we don't. Do you realize what happens during elections? People fight. We're not united during elections. We all have our own candidates and we even throw pot shots at each other. That's not united. And we're not supposed to be united with our government officials, particularly when those government officials are doing something wrong. And if they're doing something that's actually criminal, that's called a conspiracy. Kaloka kayo. Diba? Ano yan? Our government is doing something wrong. Our government is letting people starve. Yes, starve kasi mahal na ang presyo ng pagkain. And it's not going down. And they're not doing anything about it. And in fact, what they're saying is, it's probably going to get worse. You know why? Nagmahal pa ang presyo ng tubig, kuryente, internet, transportation. So, you want us to be happy? Oh, galing-galing ng Marcos Jr. Gutom na kami, ba't papalakpak pa rin kami? Anong can we unite? We're not supposed to unite with people who are doing something wrong to us. That's what? That's self-harm. Sabi ni Dennis, I'm so disappointed with this Marcos Jr. It's time for Filipinos to kick this family again. This time, no coming back and keep them out of the country. If you will not do something about this, the Filipinos will suffer more in the coming days. Sabi ni Ma'am BP, the downside of social media activism these days, yung ibang Duterte bloggers are insulting the efforts of other groups to start a discourse with them. The enemy of our enemy is our friend, isn't it? Could you have a specific example? Kasi kung kilala namin, we can talk to them. So, let us know. We can do something about this. So, Mr. Joel Tanamor, we actually answered that already. So, if you have no other thing to say other than that, then I'm afraid you misunderstood how governance works in this country. You misunderstand how the country is run. You misunderstand the reason why we have a constitution that lists down the things that we have rights to. We have the right to speak. And yes, we can say what we want against the government, especially when it's doing something wrong. You are Filipino? Yes. And as a Filipino, I demand better governance. As a Filipino, I demand better bang for my taxpayers' buck. Okay? Ganito ha, guys, ito request to everybody. Ang point natin is magparami. Okay? Because, ang sandata ng kabila, pera. They're just going to buy people to be on their side. Yun lang. Okay? Nobody believes them. Some people outright don't even like them. But for those na potential nakakampi natin, can we listen to them? Or at the very least, let's not make enemies out of people unnecessarily. Yun na nga yung pagkakamali ng nung hindi official dun sa sa gobyerno natin. Ang ginagawa na, ang daming inaaway. So, wag po tayong ganun. Let's stick together. Unang-una, DDS, madali yan. Pero at the same time, diba, kung meron mga tao, hindi man tayo 100% magkasundo, pero pareho tayo ng goal na either to make sure that this administration will do the right thing or depending on what to do the right thing. Now, the right thing can be either gandahan nila yung serbisyo or the second is lumaya sila. It's important for us to listen din kung anong sinasabi ng kabila. Kasi kung tama naman sila and it's about us, then man, we need some serious stepping up to do. Hindi tayo mananalo ng tayo lang. I mean, of course, marami tayo. That's a given. Pero don't you want to be absolutely sure na may mangyayari dito? And not only that, don't you want na if we can collaborate with different groups, then pag nagbago yung administrasyon, it won't be so hard either for the new government to govern. Kasi magiging valid yung, alam mo yan, reasonable yung criticism. Sabi ni Ellen, aminin mo naging part ka ng binabatikos mo, ma'am. Paano ko naman i-deny nun? Of course, I was a cabinet secretary. I was the press secretary. The office of the press secretary was titled after me. Yes. I was handpicked by this president. But he also knows very well. And ma'am, ito yung mali ninyo. Nag-a-assume kayo na nag-criticize ako simply because I'm bitter. No, the president knew this was going to happen. Thank you kay Dorobu. Nakiusap nga siya sa akin eh. Okay lang daw, nag-criticize ko siya. Okay? So, tandaan nyo po yan. Yung mali ninyo is nag-a-assume kayo, bitter yan. As if naman hindi ko kayang kausapin ng presidente. There was a time that we would speak every day. Okay? So, do you honestly think that you know him more than I do? Or that you know about our situation more than I do? Presumido kayo, grabe. So, he knows. And he knew I would be critical. And he, it was okay with him. Thank you kay 6 Angus 6 Belly. So don't come here with your misconceptions. Mapapahiya ka lang, masasaktan lang ang damdamin ninyo. Your precious president knew that I was going to do this. Because he knew, even then, that what happened to me was not only unjust, he didn't even know about it until the last minute. So come on. Don't try to come here and BS people. Masyadong maraming matatalino dito and they will see right through your comment. Not only that, I will actually answer you with the truth. Sabi ni Ricardo, napahiya nga yung mga congressman na nagpunta dun sa Zambales no na real talk sila ng fishermen. Ano pong sabi? Sabi ni Tirso, bakit ma'am? Okay, Tirso Hermoso, sasagutin muna kita bago kita i-block. Kasi you're using really insulting words. Pwede ka naman makipag-ayos ng usapan eh. Ngak-ngak talaga ginagamit mo. Sabi niya, bakit ma'am, hindi ka magpunta sa Senado para magsalita kaysa ngak-ngak ka dyan? Anong gagawin ko sa Senado? Magpupunta lang ako doon, I'm going to park my car, going to walk in the Senate and ngak-ngak there? Don't be ridiculous, Tirso Hermoso. Not only are you coming in with ridiculous suggestions, you're coming in and outright insulting. You're not going to push your cause any further than that. Paano makikinig ang mga tao kung mangiinsulto ka? Kakasabi ko lang, kaka-announce ko lang dito sa mga kaibigan namin, hindi mo kaibigan, na encourage discourse. And don't make unnecessary enemies for crying out loud. Sabi ni, wag mo ako materi-teri. Watching from Doha, Qatar. Kung kumikilos lang ang admin na ito para sa greater good ng bawat Pilipino at buong bansa. Kaso hindi, kaya nagkaka-disappoint talaga. Yun na nga eh. Alam nyo, kung maayos yung pagpapatakbo nila, hindi na nila kailangan mangampanya nga for 2025. Iboboto natin yung mga gusto nila. But instead, ang weird nga eh. Kung sino na lang, nag-continuity lang sila. Jesus. Baka yung mga Duterte pa nangampanya para sa kanila, but no.